The single mistake will kill your Amazon listing, and it doesn't matter whether it's selling 10 units a month or 10,000 units a month, the fate will still be the same. You will lose all of your keyword ranking, your sales momentum, and your customer trust. But here is how you can avoid that mistake. When selling on Amazon, it is essential that you get the basics right. And one of those basics is to never let a listing go out of stock. Going out of stock is the worst thing that could happen for any listing on Amazon. Think of this, you have spent months and months of hard work and money building the best listing that you possibly can. You have perfect organic SEO and your rank is building. You're at the top of page 1 for a lot of very high value keywords. Your PPC is performing well, your images are converting and you're making a ton of sales. But then disaster strikes. You run out of stock. When your listing goes out of stock, all of that hard work that you've put into it is all for nothing. Your rank will come crashing down, your PPC campaigns will stop delivering because no one can purchase your product. Sometimes it can be so bad that you have to completely relaunch the product to get back to where you were before you went out of stock. Not only will your ranking and your sales suffer, but you're also going to damage your customer trust, especially for anyone who is coming back to purchase your product again. Very often, if a customer goes back to your listing and they are unable to purchase your product, they will just go to a competitor and buy their product. But now you have lost a customer that you essentially owned. They wanted to purchase your product, but now they are purchasing from a competitor instead. In order to make sure that you do not run out of stock, you need to have a solid inventory strategy in place. And here's how you can do just that. First of all, you need to make sure that you have at least 90 days worth of stock in Amazon warehouses at all times. Why 90 days worth of stock? Well, this is the perfect amount because if it was only 30 days worth of stock, then you would be sending in new shipments all the time. But with 90 days worth of stock, you can afford to just send in one shipment each month to keep topping it up. Also, if you keep your stock levels too low, then Amazon will actually penalize you for not having enough inventory in at their warehouses. In the same vein, if you have too much inventory, if you have aged inventory that is over 6 months old, then Amazon will start to penalize you by charging extra fees on those long-term storage units. Having 90 days worth of inventory also helps you to keep up with the ever-increasing demand and sales on Amazon. It gives you extra safety padding so you're not always sitting on the edge of almost running out of stock. The second strategy is to plan for an increase in sales around holiday and gifting periods. This is especially true for Q4, but also holidays such as Easter, Father's Day, and Mother's Day. Because everyone on Amazon is doing this at the same time, you cannot wait until the last moment to send your inventory in. You need to plan ahead of time, so look to get those shipments created and sent into Amazon a good 45 to 60 days before that holiday shopping starts. For example, during Q4, you want to make sure that your last shipments are leaving your warehouse come late October. You can send in small top-up shipments in November, but you want to get the bulk of your inventory in before that real rush starts of everyone trying to get their units into Amazon warehouses for that holiday period. This brings up the third strategy, which is the importance of taking into account lead times. If you're importing your products from overseas, you need to make sure that those lead times are taken into account. If you are going to be waiting 3 months for a product to ship from overseas into the US, then you must make sure that you're ordering far ahead of time, far before you will actually need that inventory, so you have a consistent stream of inventory coming into the Amazon warehouses. I cannot stress this enough, especially if you do not have inventory in the States or wherever you are selling from. If you don't have that inventory on hand, you can't just send in 1 or 2 cases to top up your inventory until that big shipment arrives. To figure out how much stock you need to send into Amazon, look at your trailing 30, 60, and 90 days. How many units were sold in each of those periods? Are sales trending up? Are they staying the same? Or are they trending down? You need to make sure that you're sending in stock according to what the actual demand is. If sales are trending downwards, then what is the point of sending in hundreds of extra units of inventory? You're just going to sit in Amazon warehouses and you're going to be charged for that excess inventory. Then too few units and you will suddenly be running out of stock, and then you will wake up, you'll look at your listing and that disaster will be there. You will have no stock available for purchase and all of your rankings will start crashing down. It can take a long time to get traction on an Amazon listing. And what a lot of sellers try to do is they try to squeeze out every little bit of sales that they can through SEO, PPC, and graphic design. But sometimes in doing that, they neglect the basics of not going out of stock. You can get it right to keep your listing stocked at all times. You won't see incredible sales increases. However, you will be able to defend what you already have. and it won't decrease. If you are interested in seeing how we can help you increase your sales by 30% in 3 months by implementing our SEO, PPC, and graphic design systems, go to the link in the description below to schedule a free consultation call. If you got value out of this video, check out some of my other videos on how you can optimize your PPC campaigns to decrease your ACoS and your TACoS and ultimately make more profit on Amazon.